Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for May 6, 2023, with your host, Basebacker2448 and Rampant Epsilon.
Hi.
It is a very adaptation-filled week this week because, oh good lord, everyone decided to say what they were working on, except, guys, there's a writer strike happening. That's a problem. You know that, right?
Nah. They'll get over it.
You know what's hilarious? It's that Lord of the Rings show. I forget that's on something. It might be on Amazon. Apparently, not only have they lost their writers because of the strike, they lost their, I believe, creative producers and showrunners. All. But they're still going to go forward with the show into, I think, a season 2. And I'm just like, those sound all like very important jobs. That you're just like, nah, we don't need those. We can make this. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, they don't need those. They can make it.
And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, WWE's like, hey, we're not going to be affected by the writer's strike because none of our writers are in the union. And I'm like, of course they're not. I am not a single bit surprised that no one in the WWE's writer's room is a part of the union, because if they were, they wouldn't be putting up with WWE's bullshit. So yeah, that has been a fun thing to read about. But we have video game stuff to talk about eventually, probably. But before then, Tommy, what have you been playing the last couple weeks?
Not really a whole lot. I've done a little more in Star Citizen, and the salvage stuff can be very broken. Especially when .19 releases and we can take parts off of ships.
Oh, God.
Because, you know, I'm getting the funny feeling. Now, the PTU is up for Wave 3. Mm-hmm. So I think that technically means everyone should have access to that.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to hop in just to see if the thought I have works. Because my thought is, take a ship that you have, have a salvage ship, take guns off of the ship, the first ship, store them on the salvage ship, and salvage ship. Each container, and you can get anywhere between 1 and 2 containers per ship. Depends on how thorough you go with it. Each container nets about 7.7 thousand. So, yeah, 7,700 plus anything you make off the guns. You could probably easy make 8, maybe 10, I would have to think.
Yeah, that's plus what the pure materials off the ship.
Well, I mean, that would be the materials, is the 7.7.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking that was more.
So if it averages, like I said, it's anywhere between 1 and 2 containers. Depends on how thorough you go with it.
Right.
If you figured it on 2 and you could get 20,000 out of it, almost is worth it.
Yeah.
Not to mention a small ship like the one you've got, which I also have one of. That thing's an instant spawn through the insurance for 330 credits.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm like,
you could.
You go to a mining area that can get the ship with your salvage ship and just rack it up.
They're about to break their economy, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
I wonder how long that's going to last.
Probably far too long. Like, my only thing is if I'm wrong on the weapons kind of deal, which I kind of hope I am. I kind of hope it's one of those, the base weapons don't yield you any money. It has to be if you actually upgraded it. So then at that point you would actually lose money. But I'm at the point of thinking, you know, I could just keep salvaging this one ship until I have however much money I want.
And nobody would have to worry about buying a ship in the game ever again with real money.
Yeah. Well,
with
any ships that are viable in game with real money.
Right.
Because there are still ships that you have to pay real money. That's the only way to get it, kind of deal. A lot of times those are the new ships or the ones that are kind of like legacy.
Yeah. And to think that is how they get most of their money for development costs.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, would you care to guess how much is the current development cost for Star Citizen currently?
How much?
About, according to Wikipedia, $415 million. Not a drop of that.
I could only see that if that was like server side.
That is just development cost. That does not account for marketing. Marketing is a separate 86 million on top of the 415.
Well, I mean, development would cover server costs.
Yeah.
Expenses of that nature. That's why I'm like, I could see that with the server side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to keep in mind that number's considering over 10 years of the game running.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it's not been that much of the game running in the state like you and me have entered into it at.
Mm-hmm.
The persistent universe part of it only started with the 3.0 release. The Arena Commander and all of that stuff, that was the original part of it.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm kind of interested with 3.19 is the salvage mission, where you actually just go out and salvage a ship. Because I've watched a person streaming it with the PTU when it first came through, and I saw the missions, and I'm like, I kind of want that. Because, like, a lot of it was, like, cleaning up I think one of them I spotted in there was a 100i. And that's a pretty decent sized ship. Yeah, that's a starter, but I'm wanting to say it's a little bit bigger than the Pisces. So, if the Pisces is getting anywhere between 1 and 2 containers, then it should easily get 2.
Yeah.
Also, I hope it's fixed in 0.19, but there is a minor glitch with the salvaging.
Oh, of course there is.
The ship can be technically functional when you're first salvaging it, then you can blow it up and then resalvage the parts.
Huh.
Uh-huh. Part of me kind of hopes that fixes, but the other part of me is like, that's fine. Because that kind of dissuades people from taking a lot of time while the ship's still good, and more is just do a quick strip and then blow it up and do full from there.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope they keep that. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like that's broken. And that's not supposed to do that.
Probably not, but it's Star Citizen, so.
But outside of that, not really anything else.
Well, I have tried out Genshin Impact's dev's new video game, Honkai Star Rail, since it's free to play, and it was on Epic. And I was watching SkillUp's review of what is that new vampire game? Redfall. And he mentioned it, I think, in either that or in one of his news videos. But I was like, I will give it a try since I liked Genshin Impact gameplay wise. It's just the gacha stuff was kind of annoying. Pretty much the same applies here. So, unlike Genshin Impact, this is just a turn-based RPG. You've got your various characters. They only have 2 moves. They have a light move and a heavy move. A light move costs nothing, and you just smack your opponent in the face. Your heavy move costs like a pip on like a 5 pip meter that you build up by doing light attacks. And the heavy attack is kind of dependent upon the character. Like one character is a big single target attack. Another one is like a random multi-enemy hit. Another one is just a straight multi-enemy hit. But the multi-enemy hit is the person you're targeting and then the direct people next to them in line. So if there's like a 4th person that's like two to the left of the center person, they're not going to get hit. Or it's a shield that you can pop on an ally, or it's an all ally buff. And then where it gets fun is that every character has a super. You can pop your super at any time and it will interrupt turns. Like if your enemies are going at the moment and they charge your super meter, you can straight up go, hold it, my turn, and pop your super, which is really cool.
You mean?
Hold it! Yes. You literally get to do that and just go, no, it's my turn. I'm popping my super, and you can straight up kill on a super. And again, the supers are also dependent as well. Like the character that has one character has like an all team buff as their super. Another has like an AoE attack. Another, like your main character, has an option on their super. They can either do a big single target attack or a big AoE attack. So there's a lot of options on your supers, and also all the characters are elemental based. So all the enemies have elemental weaknesses. Actually, multiple elemental weaknesses, actually. I don't think I've hit an enemy that has a single elemental weakness. It's always been like 2 to 3 at minimum. But yeah, the core gameplay feels very good. Until you break the levels on everybody, and then all of a sudden you have no reason to actually play the video game, and you just hit the auto battle to win button until the game tells you, no, you can't auto battle this one. This is an important one. You have to actually play this battle. And you just have to go, okay. And then you just burn through the enemies because you're kind of over leveled. But otherwise, it's fun and enjoyable. And then the gacha stuff comes in, and the free-to-play mobile design stuff comes in, where, hey, you have an account level that you level up by doing all the different stuff in the video game. Guess what you can't do in terms of the main quest if you're not at a specific account level?
What?
Progress. You will literally hit points in the main quest where it's like, hey, by the way, you're not at account level like 16. Go do stuff. It's so dumb because Genshin Impact does that as well. And then for the most part, the characters are the gacha, except the gacha is characters in like this one single piece of equipment. Because all the characters have like equipment, and then they have a card you can give them, and the card does like special like numbers and stuff. And the card is in the gacha. So hooray. There's the gacha stuff. It doesn't really feel like it's forcing you to pay for anything outside of, by the way, there's also a season pass in the game, because of course there is. It wants you to pay for like the premium part of the season pass instead of just doing the regular part of it. But like the gameplay is fun and enjoyable. The story and characters and stuff are fine. It just gets really pronoun wordy with like all of the proper like nouns that they're throwing at you for all of the made up stuff in this video game. It gets a lot, to the point that sometimes in dialogue they'll say the like a proper noun, and then right above that text is what they actually mean. And I'm like, this is a lot. I feel like I've tuned out at points, because I'm like, y'all are talking too much. I don't care anymore. I think it's at least worth a try and maybe a check-in every now and again. But otherwise, probably don't spend money on this. I don't know. Besides that, it's not been a whole lot. I haven't even watched Kamen Rider Black for tomorrow, because I woke up like 2 hours before I started streaming. So I have to watch it after we get done. I can't wait.
Your schedule's screwed.
It has been screwed for weeks. What happens is I sleep during the day. When we get done, I'm literally taking like a 2-hour nap, and then getting up in like the middle of the night, and then like being up until like 8 or 9, and then going back to sleep and properly sleeping then, and then getting up and doing stuff. So yeah, my sleep schedule is royally fucked beyond belief. Yeah, I don't have anything else to talk about, because it's not Tears of the Kingdom week, because that's next week. So tune in 2 weeks and we'll probably talk about all the Tears of the Kingdom stuff for hours.
Possibly.
So shall we get to the news then?
Yes, we shall.
All right. Are you excited for Twisted Metal is coming to Peacock?
I didn't know this was a thing for a while.
I didn't either until I saw the teaser trailer get tweeted out by one of the news sites I follow, and I'm like, cool. All right.
I'm actually kind of interested.
Question: why is what is his name? Anthony Mackie, the main character, as John Doe, as just some guy that is not in any of the Twisted Metal games, and Sweet Tooth is barely in this teaser.
I'm kind of interested, because I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to go with it. Because in all seriousness, with Twisted Metal, there actually was supposed to be human drivers.
Right.
And they were the personality behind the vehicles, kind of deal. So it will be interesting to see if they take that full-on approach of the original games, kind of deal. Because I know since then it's kind of devolved from that.
Okay, hang on. apparently Sweet Tooth will be voiced by Will Arnett, but physically will be performed by pro wrestler Samoa Joe. I'm sorry. I didn't know this was Joe. Hi, Samoa Joe. How you doing?
But yeah, I'm kind of interested.
This will debut.
More so to see how close it actually will stick to the feel of Twisted Metal.
Yeah. This will premiere July 27th. 10 half-hour-long episodes are scheduled. Hooray!
So a 5-hour movie.
Pretty much. As long as it's better than the Halo show, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
That was atrocious.
This one feels like there's room for them to do their own thing. Because, I mean, let's be real. It's Demolition Derby turned to 11. And that's all Twisted Metal's ever been. So it'll be kind of something that'll be good that they can stretch the creativeness with making story-esque thing if they wanted. But I don't know if that's going to be the route to go either. Whereas with Halo, it was kind of already story-driven, so yeah, you go tweaking the story, it's not going to end well.
Well, in adaptations that don't make sense, Vampire Survivors is apparently going to be getting an animated series.
Wait, what?
Yes. Vampire Survivors is getting an animated series.
No. That's the one that you do on pre-show from time to time, right?
Yes, that is the Bullet Hell shooter. Or the Bullet Hell survival game.
Yeah.
Roguelike, yeah. Yep.
Huh?
I'm going to remind everyone, for those wondering, what is the plot of Vampire Survivors? There isn't one.
It's don't die.
Yes, there's a bestiary where all the bestiary entries are written by, and I don't think they go by this name anymore, but Jim Sterling? I forget. I think they go by a new name now, but I don't remember what it is. But they're all written by them. And they, I believe, are all joke entries. And like the article's like, oh, there's 2 animated trailers for the DLC, and I'm like, that doesn't fucking count. But apparently, Puckle, which are I assume it is the second paragraph that you're also confused about.
Where the quote is?
Oh. The most important thing. That is not why anyone plays Vampire Survivors. No one knows what the plot of Vampire Survivors is. Everyone just cares about the really good roguelike gameplay on it. Sir.
We're talking about the same game here, right? It's like,
But it gets better because they are working with gaming consultant company Robot Teddy and media company Story Kitchen to bring the hit arcade bullet hell game to the small screen. Story Kitchen is helmed by names such as Dimitri Johnson, who's the co-producer of the Sonic movies, John Wick creator-writer Derek Kolstad, and APA agent Mike Goldberg. Why? Fucking why? This is the last thing that needs an adaptation, unless you are going to go real good, real hard with it. Because there is nothing.
I don't even.
here's the dumber thing. Like, a quarter of the characters are just Castlevania-esque characters. Like, if you look at their actual sprites and what they do, they're just Castlevania characters. One of the characters is just fucking Bayonetta. Like, if I pulled up the item list and told you the item list, you'd immediately go, wait, those are all Castlevania items. And I'm like, correct. That's because this is homage in Castlevania. We have a Castlevania show. We don't need a show for Vampire Survivors. But sure, try, I guess. We'll see. We'll see if this falls apart at the seams.
Apparently before it even gets started, because no cast or premiere date.
Well, they probably just started talks. Like, not even like pre-production, just let us negotiate deals and try to figure out where we're going to go from here. Because bear in mind, there's not even an animation studio attached to this.
Unless they're doing it in-house.
All right.
I mean,
seems like a.
And you did say about the expansions having animated movies with it, so I mean, it is possible.
Yes, a 1 minute 40 trailer for the DLC.
It's possible.
That has roughly like 15 seconds of animation.
It's possible.
I feel like it would be smarter to go hire another studio and let them do it.
But then all that money that they wasted to learn how to do that would be that. It would just be wasted.
We'll see. Anyway, the Mario movie has made money, apparently. It's made about $1 billion. So between 490 million in North America, 532 million internationally, we are looking at $1 billion check that the Mario movie has written. Hooray! Like, the article is not wrong in saying that the critical reception to it is a bit tepid, because it's fine, is what it is. It is not great. It is not amazing. It is fine. It is perfectly serviceable as a Mario movie. They can do better than this. But I feel like this movie making $1 billion means that they are not going to do better than this.
See, I disagree. I disagree for one simple reason. Look at the Minions.
True.
That was a spin-off of a completely different movie that got played into so hard because it became so popular. I feel the opposite's gonna happen here. I feel they're gonna see this and we're gonna see it explode, kind of deal.
Yeah. And for those wondering,
we're probably gonna have some low-hanging fruit. I'm not gonna say we're not, but we're also probably gonna get better out of it.
For those wondering where this puts it in highest grossing animated movies, it puts it at 8th. Which puts it firmly in the, hi Disney, how you doing? Even though all but let's see. 4 of the top 10 are Pixar's / hey, look, 2 of these are actually Illumination movies. Because it goes Lion King remake, because it made 1.6 million, because it did somehow. All right. Then Frozen 2, then Frozen, then Incredibles 2, then Minions, then Toy Story 4, then Toy Story 3, then Mario movie, then Despicable Me 3, and then Dory. So it is firmly planted itself within the top 10. And also in the $1 million club, because there's only one other movie that has made $1 million in terms of animation. Would you care to guess which one?
Which one?
Zootopia.
Really?
Yep. It is the only other $1 million movie in terms of animation. Because then it's like the $900,000 or $900 million crew, which is like Despicable Me 2, the original Lion King, Minions: The Rise of Gru, the original Finding Nemo, Shrek 2, and then we're into the 800 million with 2 Ice Age movies, The Secret Life of Pets, Inside Out, Shrek the Third, Coco, and then we're kind of going down from there. So yeah, I'm glad it has made money. I hope we get a better movie next time. Please make a better movie. Otherwise, we will never hear the end of it. Any other thoughts?
Huh?
All right, bad news for RE4 remake runners. So RE4 remake runners found some tech with the sniper rifle that allowed them to phase through walls. It was essentially, the trick was you could put your back against various doors and stuff, look down through the scope of the sniper rifle, and kind of phase through to the other side of the door, which allows you to skip certain segments in the game. Capcom decided to remove that glitch in an update. Damn it.
The game's on Steam, right?
Yes.
You know, Steam lets you revert.
I'm sure. It's like, why did you remove the bug? Because I believe one of the keychains for your attaché case actually lets you do, without actually doing the setup for it, a glitch from the original game. So it's kind of sad that they removed a glitch. Because there's other speed tech in the game that's kind of built in. For example, the segment in the village where you're trying to hold out against all the villagers and stuff. Okay, in RE4, when you get into the village proper, there is a segment where you're holding out against the villagers because they're all trying to attack you. And eventually the segment ends because the church bell rings and they all go off to church, and Leon says that they've all gone off to bingo. Because that's the line. You can end this segment early on New Game Plus with a sniper rifle or any other long-range weapon and shoot the church bell, ending the segment early. And it is programmed in. It is intentional for you to be able to do that.
I mean, that's more
Granted,
of an Easter egg than a...
Right, but you couldn't do that in the original. So they fully acknowledge that there is speed tech possible in the game and put in little things like that, but they're like, nah, I can't have the sniper scope glitch. Nah, I can't have that. Too bad. And as far as I know, it didn't like super break the game. Like you could only skip, I think, like maybe 3 segments total with it, just because of certain event flags and stuff in place. So it wasn't even that big of a deal. It's just a little sad when devs remove speed tech. Any other thoughts?
Nah.
All right, then. So Microsoft has had a rough week. Redfall has came out, and nobody likes it because it's kind of bad. Like, surprisingly bad. But before then, Europe has said, oh, you're not allowed to buy Activision. We're just going to put a stop to it. And Microsoft is going to try to fight it. But from what I heard, I think from SkillUp's talk on it, it could take months to years to unblock it. Potentially. Because apparently it's being blocked because of cloud gaming, of all things. But yeah, it's looking more and more that Microsoft is not going to get Activision Blizzard at this rate. Which I was listening to Max's stream where a Microsoft podcast was talking to a couple of the head people, and they were talking about how Activision Blizzard is not like core critical to their future plans at the moment. They have their own stuff that they are working on, but do you know the last major game out of Microsoft before Redfall was?
What?
Halo Infinite. You know what the next major game after Redfall for Microsoft is going to be?
What?
Starfield. Which doesn't come out until the end of the year. So like, Microsoft, are you okay? What's going on?
They put all eggs in one basket.
It is starting to feel that way.
That, and I'm almost wondering if possible thoughts of new console, because I know there was talks about Windows 12, and it would make sense for them on the next one to kind of roll together.
But how long? Windows 11 hasn't been out that long, has it?
Nope.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Windows 11 came out within the last year or so.
It has.
Oh, and they're already wanting the transition to 12.
Like I said, I've heard talks. I've not really heard anything
Okay.
concrete.
Okay, fair
But
enough.
that coupled with lack of games sounds like new hardware. And new hardware plus new operating system would make sense.
Okay. That feels weird because I'm just like, the Series X I feel like has not like taken off super well.
The Series X never was meant to.
Fair.
It was the answer to Sony and their PlayStation fill in the number Pro.
Yeah. God, I don't know what has happened to Microsoft. This is like, we have bought all these studios, and I'm just like, what have you done with all of them? And I'm just like, nothing, apparently. Because they've even like strip mined like the 343 after Infinite just has fallen off the cliff. I'm just like, I don't know what Microsoft's doing anymore. I don't know what's happened to them. Something's clearly fucked up there.
Well, I mean, it didn't help none that, you know, if it's on Xbox, it's on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if you get rid of the reason for people to get a console because it's all on PC, then you don't really have a leg to stand on because Steam kind of has you beat.
Yeah. But anything else?
No.
All right. Fun little thing to end off. So apparently we've got what are possibly legitimate scripts for 2 episodes of Pokemon, the Pokemon animated series, that did not get to air and were canceled. So these 2 episodes were episodes 23 and 24 of the Black and White series. They were Team Rocket versus Team Plasma parts 1 and 2, and they were supposed to air March 17th and March 24th in 2011. Unfortunately, the earthquake and tsunami that happened in March of that year canceled both of these episodes. Which sucks because they were kind of pivotal plot episodes for the series. So it's like, we got to trash these. But a Bulba Garden user by the name of Objection Man, great name, apparently has.
Yeah. Also, God, you miss moments to, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I need to have Discord up, but just have the soundboard ready. But anyway, this person's apparently tracked down the scripts. It has the Japanese scripts. They are being hosted on Bulba Garden's forums, a Google Drive, and they also have a rough English translation of both episode scripts currently. There's no specific word on if they are fully legitimate, the scripts, but they do exist, which is kind of neat. That we have 2 lost episodes of Pokemon in script form, at least. But I guess, any thoughts?
No.
All right, then. Releases, folks, because that's all the news we had for the week, because it's pre-Tears of the Kingdom week. A lot of us are just waiting on Tears of the Kingdom to come out. If I'm being honest. All right, what do we have? Let's start on the 11th. Marvel's Midnight Suns is getting its Xbox One and PlayStation 4 ports. It will not get a Switch port because that got canceled, and I'm not surprised. The game has some optimization issues, so it probably wouldn't run well on the Switch anyway. I just find it funny that people are, because of all the shit tier PC ports we've gotten, people are like, oh, the Switch is like the most consistent running system of all time, even though it's underpowered as hell. And I'm like, I mean, okay. Why?
I mean,
Why?
It is. It is the most consistent because it will consistently run games at the same rate.
Right.
Granted, for some games that's crap, but
we will move on to the 12th, which is when Tears of the Kingdom comes out on the Switch. Wow, there is just a lot of just what feels like shovelware. Ooh. On the 17th, World Championship Boxing Manager 2 for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch. Why box when you can manage a boxer? And then on the 19th, Lego 2K Drive for Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. Hooray! I'm still curious on how that game will turn out. I hope it's good. I'm going to be very sad if it turns out terrible. Because like a fun open world driving game with like the transformed, like swapping between different style of vehicles that like Diddy Kong Racing and the Sonic racing games sounds really cool. On top of make your own vehicle because it's Lego. It's fucking Lego. Everything is right for this game.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But that's it, folks. The rest of the releases are in the notes as usual. There's, like I said, there's not a whole lot else.
I mean, you could have talked about, you know, the fact that people could either be a gardener or a truck driver on things also.
Yes, those sought after gameplay experiences. But yeah, that'll do for tonight, folks. Tomorrow, it's Kamen Rider Black. 4 more episodes of it. Hooray! I get to see what those episodes are as I watch them probably at like 1.4 times speed, like I did last week for 2 of them. Yeah, I've decided to up the playback speed on the episodes.
Decided to speedrun the episodes.
Yes, I did, because I'm just like, okay, if I watch it at 1.4 times speed, I can understand it, and it goes by faster. So maybe I'll be less bored.
Yeah. Nope.
I didn't say enjoy the episodes more. I mean less bored.
Yeah, nope.
But that'll be tomorrow. Next Thursday will not be us doing Tears of the Kingdom because that'll have to be Friday. Next Thursday will be us attempting Wind Waker Rando. Because I have bad feelings that the seed is going to be obnoxious.
I mean,
But yeah, next Friday will be me doing Tears of the Kingdom on stream. Tommy will be on playing it in the background. I don't know if we will be synced up when playing it.
that's a good question because I'm not sure.
Like, I will legitimately not play the game. I will make sure it's all updated and stuff before stream, but I will not play the game until time. Even though I'm probably going to be getting up and getting it at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
I'm probably not gonna touch it till we stream, but I don't make guarantees.
Yeah. If I can't, you might get like a middle of the day stream, but I doubt it. I will probably just be asleep. But that'll be Friday, and the next Saturday, might be us finishing that Wind Waker seed.
That or something.
Yep. But yeah, that's the week ahead, folks. So if you like what you're seeing, drop a follow. Really appreciate chipping away that Philly go at T-Zoom. Don't forget to get the updates live. Exclamation point, Discord, Jack is this. Drop by, say hi. See you tomorrow, folks.